Morning, everybody. Oh, awesome. DK and Connor joined in, the artists. Welcome, everybody. I know we usually do these on Friday, but yeah, I'm going to be heading out camping this week, so excited about that. Actually, it's a little different. Usually I like to camp up in the mountains, but going to be camping at the beach, so excited for that. A little vacation to start the summer. I hope everyone else is enjoying their summer. Hopefully you guys can get out and go camping as well. Go on vacation, get outside. So going to start off, first of all, one for ones are being knocked out. Um, I'm just looking at my chart here. I think we only have probably, I'd say about 20 left to do, maybe 25 left to do. So we've knocked through almost 100 one for ones, which I don't know. I think there's a clapping sound in the soundboard today, but yeah, Connor DK have been just working a ton. It's a lot of work. I thought that at first, 123 wouldn't be that bad, but we just want to make sure everybody's super happy with the final result. And just so some of you may not know, kind of how it works is it's a three-stage process where we get the form submitted from you guys with your ideas, with your creative ideas on your own. A lot of you guys upload pictures, which help. And then some of you are just like, hey, I have no idea, just run with it. And so I start the initial AI generation and try to come up with as close as possible of what you requested. And we try to tie it into, the overall camp theme, overall Alpha Camps theme. But sometimes it's completely, off the wall. Like you've seen in the teasers there for some of the one-for-ones, especially with the anime stuff. It has little or nothing to do with camping, and it just is completely your unique PFP. And so there's no rules. Like I keep talking about that. The only commonalities you're going to see are literally on the commons. The rest, there's not really any rules to the way they look. It's just completely depending upon what you want, and then also on the rares, just completely off the wall as well. And you can kind of see that in the teasers. And so I don't really want to put rules on what a PFP looks like, and that's kind of like the whole strategy going in. It's like, hey, I don't want just one template as you see with most PFPs, and they just add traits, so they all look pretty much the same. But with the beauty of AI is it's basically 777 one for ones is what you're getting at. But I added a layer to that where the commons all kind of have that same common look and theme, outside, hiking, etc., etc., right? So yeah, the one for ones are going really good. I'm going to reveal one today. I was going to do infinites, but I want to do somebody that's in the audience. So I know Sunzio, we have yours done. Mindq, I think we have one of yours done. Joyce, we have yours done. So if any of you want to reveal yours today, that's fine. If not, I will reveal infinites and just let her know, hey, we did it after the fact. Mindq, okay, we'll do yours, man. Yeah, yours is fun, man. Iron Maiden themed, pretty sweet. So that one was literally just done last night, so completed last night. So we'll do one of his. But before we get to revealing, one of the things I put up in the polls was just, hey, do you guys have general idea and understanding of what makes these PFPs different from the Genesis Pass? And I really wanted to explain that through the Git book. It is a lot of reading, and so there were suggestions by Nemo and Asuncio that just, hey, let's put together some sort of chart. And so I am going to do that, where it's just an easy, you look at this chart and you can see immediately, like, okay, the Genesis Pass includes this, the PFP includes this, a PFP rare includes this, a PFP common includes, right? So I'm just going to really make it as simple as possible and chart it out. I don't know, maybe Connor can make it look pretty, but I'm going to get that up this week. And it's perfect timing too, because we're, as we lead into, a heavier marketing push where we're pushing, marketing dollars out. And, as you guys know with NFTs, it's all about, momentum with this, marketing. And I don't want to market, 3 months out in advance and then it just loses steam, right? And so it's kind of like a snowball effect where, as we get closer to mint, that snowball is just going to get bigger, more resources are going to be put towards it, and one of the first things is, first of all, Mintify. We are using their launchpad. It hasn't even been announced yet, but they're going to have a minting launchpad, just like you see with OpenSea, just like you see with Magic Eden. So, as you guys know, I'm an advisor for Mintify, so it's a great way to support that, and they are supporting us. And so they're going to be announcing, likely this week, that everybody in their server can get whitelist, camp listed through us. So you're going to see a pretty heavy flow of people from Mintify rolling in, likely later this week, maybe next week. And so just make sure you guys have done great with welcoming everybody with open arms as they come in. As you guys know, we're small server, right? Small amount of holders, 123 holders, less than that, like 100 holders, right? And so as we bring more people in, it's just important to welcome them in. And again, I'm going to update that Git book, make it super loud and clear. A PFP is not equal to a Genesis Pass. The Genesis Pass holders will always have the most utility. Just want to make that super clear. However, PFP holders are going to have access to things, right? And so holding both is going to be ideal, and that will be put out visually more in a chart and Git book updated. So what else do I have here in my notes? Yes, so we're using Web3 Consulting. I think I put a link last week or a few weeks ago in the AMA. They've done several mints. I want to say over 1,000 mints over the past several years. So they're the devs. Usually with these 1155 contracts, which is what we have, right? It's just Genesis Pass, DAO passes. They've all been 1155 contracts, which is just one NFT. So you go to OpenSea, Magic Eden, Mintify, you just see one pass, right? These are going to be 721s, just like Campfire Constellations. So I wanted to go through Deb just to make sure, because it's kind of out of my knowledge. I've just done all these through Studio Manifold because it's very simple. But we are paying Web3 Consulting a good chunk of change to get the Mint site up, to make sure the rarities are right, because the rarities are going to play a role in all of it as well, and we'll continue to reveal that as we get closer. Again, I've always really liked, as you lead up into Mint, the marketing kind of ramps up and spoilers are released and utilities released, right? And so I've always liked the old-fashioned way, and so I kind of want to incorporate that same kind of fun back into this NFTs. And another thing too, I do realize NFTs are just completely dead right now, right? I mean, you see just floor suffering, you see crypto pumping, meme coins pumping, NFTs are kind of taken backstage to a lot of the attention, right? And so, I'm not expecting this to mint out, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, the same thing happened with our Genesis Pass, right? We had just our small little community, and it just slowly minted out over time. Usually what happens is if you see the utility, you like the community, you tell others about it and you bring them in, and the prices at that point tend to be pretty low, and so you can get in at that point, and then as you continue to grow, the floor price just slowly increases and you slowly mint out. And so I see that as the same thing happening, kind of like a part two, where it's just a slow organic mint out. It is going to be instant reveal, which I think is going to be cool because you guys have seen a lot of the teasers. There's so many cool ones that I wish I could show you guys all. Connor and DK have just done an amazing job with, especially on the rares, with crazy imagination, and them just bringing it to life, and so they're a massive part of making this, all these NFTs turn out really, really good. But yeah, we have a lot of work ahead of us still. I think we have about 50 more rares we need to do, another 25 one-for-ones, and then the commons for the most part are done. We just need to clean up a lot of stuff. We've noticed a lot of the times the teeth are all messed up and weird AI stuff, right? And so just small little cleanup items as we lead forward, because 500 is a lot, but most of the commons are pretty clean and done. And then after that, just to give you guys an idea of the process, it's a ton of work. That's why I've been a little quiet in the server the past few weeks. I'm just really trying to get this nailed down. And we're literally going to go through and rank each NFT. What rarity is it in regards to all 777? So we got to rank all of them, which is a lot of work, right? And just assigning wallets with their proper 1-for-1, because as you guys know, you're going to get your airdropped 1-for-1 on mint day. And so yeah, there's a lot to it. I'm glad we made it a smaller collection, because in the beginning, for those of you that remember, we were talking maybe 1,000, 3,000, 5,000. It was a lot, so it's a lot of work for sure. But I couldn't be more happier with the way everything's turning out, and I can't wait for you guys to see, especially the rares. The 1-for-1s are going to be amazing in everyone's own unique way, but I think for the most part, a lot of you are going to like what we're doing on the rare side too. We have 150 of those, and so and I imagine too, once we have the 777 done, and we just look at all of them, each individually, we'll likely have to delete a lot of them that maybe just don't fit in. It's almost like the outtakes, right? You see in movies, where you have all these together, and then you just start cutting things, right, to kind of perfect it. And so I'm hoping, a good 2 weeks out, we have the collection done, but we just go through and really fine tune, all the details of the 777, just making sure that everyone looks good. So yeah, mint price. I'm talking internally with the team on mint price. We're kind of all deciding. It's not going to be expensive. It's just like the original Genesis Pass. It was pretty inexpensive, and I always think the best way to look at mint price is, first of all, you just look to see, hey, where's the Genesis Pass floor at? We're at 0.35, so it's going to be a lot less, definitely under 0.1, just so you guys know. And so it's going to be definitely affordable, on the affordable side. And ETH too, just seeing where ETH goes, because we've had big pumps and dumps, and so I don't want to price it at X and then in 2 weeks ETH just takes off, right? And so I'll probably give you guys a mint price, but also a dollar price. And so if that kind of protects everybody, let's just say it's $200, $150, and then ETH goes way up, and then all of a sudden it's $250, right? We're not going to do that. Then we'll just lower the mint price more. Does that make sense? And so that's kind of what we're looking at with mint price. We'll probably officially announce it at the end of this week, which will give us about 3 weeks out, and then we'll have that chart done as well. And then heavy marketing rolls in, and then all the fun begins, guys. So I'm excited about it, and I think it would be cool to have that feeling of sniping on mint day. These instant reveals will just show, and then I'm hoping I can care less about secondary volume, but I'll definitely be locked and loaded with ETH to snipe a lot of these rares, especially. Let's see. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Yeah, and just mind you, just going off that, it is a little bit different of an ecosystem here, right? Especially with the DAO, we have quite a few NFTs because a lot of them are DAO tied, right? And so that's why the whole idea with the Git book, just to kind of make it loud and clear. But yeah, I think more visuals will help a ton, because it's very, that Git book took me some time. Like, it's very difficult to explain it in writing. It's so easy just talking about it, right? It's really simple. And so I tried to simplify it as much as possible. And also, an example of like a good product or service is when your customers can easily explain it as well, right? And you guys are all, in a way, my customers, so I want you guys to be able to easily explain it or show somebody a chart or something. And it's just super simple that way, right? And so I'm recording screen, so give me 1 sec. I'm going to grab these reveals. Hang on 1 sec. Okay, all right, I'm back. Yeah, I just I don't want to reveal an entire folder worth of NFTs on the recording. So so yeah, let's show a common first. I'm just going to throw it in chat here. And so, as you guys know with the commons, here's another females. I'm trying to think how many. I think we have 150 females, 350 males, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, I love this one with the sunglasses hiking. Kind of matches the shirt. And a lot of them are going to have the traits of the seasons, right? And remember, we have 4 NFTs that are seasons NFTs, and so each of them will have a trait. This one, anytime somebody's in a tank top and a shirt, or no shirt for the guys, then that's going to be like a summer. So this would be like a summer trait, right? As one of the traits, and another trait would be sunglasses. And so it's pretty on the smaller side as far as we're not going to list out like pine trees, mountains, snow caps, clouds. Like we're not going to get into detail like that. It's just going to be very simple traits. But there's only a handful of sunglasses, and so this would be a good example where she is going to be ranked higher on the rarity ranking, just because she has the sunglasses on, where most of the NFTs they don't, right? So that's how we'll kind of play a role in the ranking. And rankings will have a utility factor as well, and that will also be spelled out, drawn out, charted out. Like let's just say if you have under 100 ranking, that's going to be obviously the rares and the 1-for-1s, but let's just move it up to say like 350 or 400. You're going to have more utility as versus you're like in the 700s or you're in the 600s, right? And so that's what I want to help create with sniping, with trading, all that fun stuff. So it makes it cool. And I tried to, and it's a very tricky subject, as is the word I'll use. I'm waiting for criticism just because that's the way this space is. But just trying to include enough women, enough all the different races. It's kind of tricky when you're dealing with actual skin tones and genders and all that, because it's very sensitive at this day and age, right? And so we tried to as much as we could include everybody, but as you guys know, that's impossible to do, and so we'll just see what the feedback is. But just from a large scale view, I loved how it's all turned out. So here's our common. Let's go and knock out a rare. So yeah, as you guys know, we have the bear and bull markets, right? We've already shown our bear, so here's our bull. And again, you can see the massive differences between this and the common, right? You still have, kind of like the pine trees, but the overall look and feel is completely different, right? So, and that's what I want out of these. Like, I want you to mint one, and you see this one, and then you immediately know that it's a rare, right? And if you look closely on the drip, it's got an alpha camps chain on the chain. And the Bitcoin just flying on the background. So I love how this came out. It's kind of charging at you just like the bull market does. And so we have 2 bears and 2 bulls, and I love all 4 of them. So you got a bear and a bull now that you've seen. Let's reveal. Is MindQ still in here? Yeah. So let's reveal another 1-for-1, guys. So MindQ, Iron Maiden fan. So here he is, Eddie himself. And so, if you look at like the old school like Iron Maiden, album covers, you'll see Eddie the Head in there. And so I thought it came out pretty cool. It's got the axe, just like you'll see like with the guitar, the axe. It's got the little Alpha Camps emblem on there. I love how like the hair came out too, and the glowing eyes. And we could show a before of this. Does somebody have Connor DK? Can you throw in the original one of this? I'm recording screen, so I don't want to just dive into all my files, but MindQ, you actually have it too. So if you can just show like the before of this one, how different it looked, because he did kind of look like a medieval guy, and then they worked their magic. So I just wanted to show example. Just want to show example of how much work they put in. So I can show you my output, and then we'll show what they were able to do, just as far as cleaning up and the axe and the clothing, the eyes. Yeah, those were the edits that you had requested, MindQ. I was just hoping to show the original image. So if someone has one of those, the original image, the before. Let's see if Connor can grab it. If not, I can grab it. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, perfect. There it is. So you can see, a lot of differences. It was a full-on like medieval guy, and then we turned him into like more Eddie the Head, Iron Maiden guy. But that just gives you an idea, right? Like we send this picture to MindQ, and it's like, hey, what do you think? We're trying to capture everything that you asked for. And then he throws in those edits that you can see. Hey, let's add this. Let's make it more of like a dead camper. Let's fix the axe. And Connor and DK did their magic. And so it's just a good example of where these end up. And some of these rares, like if you look back up at the rare at the bowl, the AI generated everything you see except for the chains. And so the Bitcoin and everything. So sometimes it's really simple, like simple editing process where they just throw on the gold chains and then bingo, this is good to go, right? And then if you look at the common, sometimes there's a little bit of teeth editing, but for the most part, I don't even think you touched this common, and she's just ready to go, right? And so there's some of them where it's just really easy, simple output, and there's some of them where they take several hours and several layers, and especially for the one-for-ones, a lot of times those are going to take a lot longer to complete. But when you just look at, because we're hosting everything on Google Drive, and when you just going through all the one-for-ones, just how unique they are and how it kind of like plays to each one of your guys' personalities and thoughts, and it's just a lot of fun. So that's one of the biggest things. Like if you just kind of put aside like, hey, I can care less the way this mint goes, if it sells out, if there's trading, if it gets traction, if there's marketing. Like really what matters to me most is like you guys were able to get literally a free one-for-one PFP airdrop to you that's in maybe your likeness. I don't think MindQ looks like this, but whether it's like in your likeness, whether it's like you're an alter ego, something that you really like, something that's maybe like sentimental. There's been a lot of those as well. Playing homage to whatever it is in your life. That's what's important to me. Like I want all the campers to be super excited about the way theirs came out, and so to me that's the most important thing. So, do we got any questions about the PFPs, guys? Yeah, final stretch, guys. And so, if you haven't claimed, or if you want one, because you can still, set some offers online on OpenSea. If you go into the Campfire Constellations, you can throw in offers like, hey, I want to make another one-for-one, or I don't think anything's up for sale right now, but you can always leave offers. And we did give away some to other communities. We gave some to OSYC. We gave some to Top Tier Signals. We gave some to Rough Riders. And so, some of those, if they're not claimed in time, we'll end up just making, I'm going to get with Connor and DK, and we'll just kind of make, because I don't imagine that all 123 are going to fill out that form. There's some people that kind of just come in and out into the server, and that's fine, but they just didn't claim their PFP. And so that's the whole point of reason why we did a claim function with the Campfire Constellations NFT is because, hey, if you don't claim, or even if you do claim, you still have a really cool music NFT in your wallet, right? And so I thought that was a cool creative way to get the ball rolling on this PFP mint. And so, let's just say there's 10 that are unclaimed. I'll just get with Connor and DK, and we'll just come up with kind of not generic, but some really cool, maybe Alpha Camps themed, PFPs that people would be very happy to have in the future, and just use them as marketing tokens in the future that will obviously have all the one-for-one utility that's attached to it. And so that's kind of the plan with that. But yeah, I mean, the cutoff for that will likely be mid-month, so probably get another 5 days, 7 days, maybe 10 days. We'll just see how the one-for-ones are going, but cut it off, and then we'll just airdrop those remaining ones that are unclaimed to the Alpha Camps vault, and just use those as marketing promo in the future. Alright guys, any questions? Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's heating up a little bit in Southern California, thank goodness. It's been just kind of on the colder side. Usually it's been hot for a few months already, but weather's looking great out here. Hope it's great wherever you are. Yeah, we're doing old school camping. Like, we do our fair share of hotels, VRBOs when we go on vacation. But I always do like to take the kids on like old school tent camping trips, right? Where you gotta set up the tent, you gotta be outside, you gotta do all the things rather than getting like a motorhome or a trailer. Which, by the way, I'm not bashing that. Those are amazing. But yeah, we're doing old school tent camping on the beach, so it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But I'll just be gone 3 days, so I won't be gone the entire week. We're just doing like a quick little 3 or 4 day week. All right. Well, that was a quick one today, guys. Yeah, I'm just looking at in attendance. I think Anacules is done. Hilo Girls is done. Hilo Girls is awesome. Homage to Green Visor Gang, which is awesome. Fun Boy, I don't think you got a 1-for-1, man. We gotta get you one. Zuncios is done. MindQ 1 of the 3 are done. Joyce is done. Shams is done. Gon's done. Barzo done. Deej is... I think you got one more, man. We gotta figure out what you want to do with that. Deej said he wanted to sell one of his additional ones. I think he has 4. So Deej, now's your time, man. You gotta either claim or sell it. Maybe sell it to Fun Boy. Connor and DK have some extras they need to work on too. Another thing too I might mention is, sometimes when I'm generating these with the prompts I'm using, sometimes I can't get it exactly the way you want. And so that's why I was going to show Infinite's today. We were working quite a bit, and she's like, man, I'll just start generating my own prompts. And so she ended up, generating her own NFT. And as long as you guys have, commercial rights, so that you can use them in collections, and usually that's like a paid version. As long as you have that, you guys are more than welcome to come up with your own as well. I think Badshaw was another one that did his own. Infinite did his own or her own. We may have had a few others too. So sometimes, especially if you have specific details in mind, and one of the things I always say is like, hey, let's try it on your own. Obviously, we have a ton of work ahead of us and at us right now, and so we try to limit the amount of work that we do on each and every one, so we give everybody equal amount of time. And so that's why, hey man, if you have commercial rights on that and you just send the file and you do your favorite settings, absolutely. And so we've had a few of those, which has been cool. And then it's not done there. That just kind of skips the stage 1 I was talking about earlier and just goes to stage 2. And Connor and DK do their magic as far as kind of customizing it, getting the AC emblem, cleaning up any AI, and then bingo, we're done. Nice, Fun Boy. Yeah, he's camp listed. Great. Yeah, Deej, man. I don't think anyone's gonna buy it for 1 ETH, but maybe somebody will. But yeah, either way, you got like 7 to 10 more days to claim it. If you don't claim it, then it's just going straight to the AC vault, and so just make sure you're on top of that. So either fill out the form or list it, sell it. All right. Yeah, and then the mint phases will be released as well as we get closer to mint. That'll probably be more towards the end of the month. But yeah, there'll just be a holders, Genesis holders phase. Then there will be a camp listed phase, and there will be a public phase. And so we'll just go through 3 of those. The public phase will just remain open indefinitely until the collection sells out. And the whitelisters, camp listed, the mint price will be less than public. So there is definitely a benefit of being camp listed. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in today. Which is kind of a short little session, 30 minutes, but I think that's good. I think when they go too long, people won't watch just because it's too long. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the reveals. I'm going to throw those in the teasers too, and we're going to start releasing more teasers as we get closer as well, just to kind of create some excitement. I want to reveal so many of our rares, but I'm holding back, so we're going to be releasing a lot of the commons for sure. But at the same time, I want to release some teasers that maybe aren't minted yet, right? So it gets people excited. All right, guys. Cheers. Thanks.